Hello everyone, Michael Anfield here
Aurora Nanda.
from Peaceful Village Raw Vegan Healing Community in the Amazonian jungle. Thank you for joining us. So, what do we have for today?
It's a very, very, very sad video. Is that we knew about the suddenly passing away of our dear friend and teacher and mentor, Mango Wildside.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about the situation because it's so many comments and different people pointing fingers and some people praising him because of what beautiful work that he did. I didn't meet him in person, in physical form, but I have communicated with him for many years before he left this earth, and I had many interviews with him as well on my YouTube channel, and I had also gratefully his foreword. So he wrote a foreword for one of my books called Return to the Gentle Sea for the Love That Lives in Everyone, and recently also a review for my newest book, publishing soon, called The New Mother Earth, Evolving in These New Times on Earth. And so he passed away to the next life, probably March, as Greta said, March 25th, so just recently. So we were taking a few days to get this video ready after our emotions and all this. And we couldn't believe what happened.
Yeah, the news about his sudden departure took us by surprise. We're speechless. Honestly, just few days ago, we still exchanging emails. As Michael said, he read in first hand his upcoming book, The New Mother Earth, and not only that, he also took his precious time to review it, to give him his feedback, and to give him his blessings. And so it's like still we are communicating with him, and
yeah, that was just a few days.
Yeah, a week
ago, something like that. So wow.
Yeah, in fact, then Michael received his email, and then Michael responded back to him on March 20. And then we usually have no internet in our land, so we usually connect to the virtual world every week. So it was like last week we communicate with him, and then we came back to our land, and then next week when we went to town and we got connection with service. It's like unbelievable. And also it's shocking in the way that we were reading his autobiography. We were both reading volume 2. We were at that page where he was describing sharing his beautiful moments in the Rainbow Gathering at that time in Australia. Where he was bicycling in Australia, meeting all kind of free spirit people. And that was so inspiring, so nice. And we were reading this as the father telling the story of his life, and for us, Mango is kind of that inspiring father. And we were so immersed in that, and suddenly it's gone. So now we need to finish this book, his autobiography, without him. So the sensation is weird. Half book, he alive, and we still asking some things about the biography, or writing some things that we need to ask him for further clarification or further explanation. and then the other part, the left of the book without him. He somewhere else. So it shocked us, and I honestly put me in tears. I could not believe how painful his departure was for me. Despite that, also I never met him in person, in physical person, but it's like a quantum presence. It's like a quantum friendship where you don't need physical encounters, when you it's beyond borders, countries, physical separation. It's beyond social status, economical status. It's from heart, and the heart that has no those limits, you know. So was that a true friend, a true father, a true mentor, a true teacher, honest, very humble. And he could tell Michael his up and downs in a very humble way. So I truly, yeah, a part of me feels sorry, feels sad for his departure.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's sad because
yeah.
the movement doesn't have them anymore. So fruitarianism, raw veganism, you don't have that being that advocates for protecting life. But now we're stronger also because now he's in our hearts, and so he's still here, really. He's still here. His soul is still here with us. We feel him. So we thank you, Mango, wherever you are, shining, sharing, probably still sharing the message somewhere else. So we thank you for all that you did, all the wonderful, beautiful work through your books, through your journey. And we noticed through his autobiography, Volume 2, that wherever he was sharing a beautiful message with people. He was trying to tell people, you know, we need to eat more fruit, and we need to stop harming animals, and what's happening to the environment is horrendous. And all this kind of thing. He understood also about society, about the injustices within this government kind of artificial system. And we both learned from one another, and so we were both teachers and we were both students at the same time.
Yeah.
But one thing that we also want to comment here is really what not just his passing, and that he was a beautiful soul and he did so much for humanity, for life in general, doing his part, sharing his message, which was really about Eden fruitarianism, which goes so deep, you know, into all the problems that we're facing, and how it solves a lot of, or all the problems that we're facing as humans. But we want to also discuss a little bit about what Pieta said in his post, how he died, sudden pass away of sudden departure of clogged arteries. And that is something that we can go on in another video, like the whole video. But ultimately, I see this playing out in society. Decades and decades and decades ago, there was much more healthy people, because more people, more of us, more humans, were more holistically healthy and less toxic. For example, there was less radiation as there is today, especially from cell towers and internet towers, and radiation from modems and internet and screens. And also we're eating more cookery than ever, and a lot of processing in that, more heavily processed human food. So this kind of thing, packaged stuff, really heavily processed, ultra processed stuff that we're not really meant to eat. Then at the same time, we're not getting enough adequate sun. We're not living in the tropics anymore. And yeah, we're just living a more sedentary life. We're living a more, eating more animals than ever, and animal products than ever, and ultra-processed stuff more than ever, and not getting enough sun, as I mentioned, and movement of the body. And our emotions are all over the place, and our minds are full of chaos and movement of all sorts of thoughts. And that's precisely how it is. And decades and decades and decades and decades of abusing the body, abusing the mind, abusing everything. Mango was no exception. He was even saying that he was eating so much processed stuff and chips, and he was eating cookery whenever he could, and he was addicted to that when people were around. And he was eating a lot of high fat fruits, a lot of durians all the time, durian, whenever he can get his hands on durian, because it was his favorite fruit. In fact, we can call him Durian Wodzak. So
I can say that everyone is going to die. Everyone.
you're going to die. I'm
going to die. Everyone. So, in this planet, in Mother Earth, life works in that way. It's constant movement. It's constant changing. So we are going to change our suit. This biological suit, we need to change it. As the way that you change your clothes or your shoes, the same way. So no matter if you are vegan, if you are an animal eater, no matter if you are fruitarian or potatotarian, no matter
if you're a yogi or if you're a sedentary couch potato.
If you are fit or if you are skinny, if you are super overweight, no matter if you're black, if you're white, if you live in the tropics
blue, green,
or in the cold climates, you are going to die. I'm going to die. Everyone will going to die. At least that at some point Mother Earth changed the rules of operation for life here.
But hold on one second. But not dying, as we know, going to heaven or something like that. Dying, going to our next life. So really, our souls live on forever. We're
dying is just a change, a process of changing, transformation.
Yeah.
That's it. Movement. That's it. So life here moves. It's a constant, unstoppable movement. So he is alive. He's still in awareness. He's still, he's present, his soul is still there, is still here.
He's alive on our phone.
Just in a different way.
Yeah.
Depending what he decides. So in the same way that every single human arrange soul contracts for life, the same way humans arrange soul contracts for death. Yeah. So we are here for a while with a purpose, and then we fulfill that purpose, or we experience whatever we need to experience with this character, and then we continue moving, experiencing. So from his autobiography, I can say that Mango he described himself as an observer. He came here to observe how we are doing in this planet. And he was horrified at some point of his life, because as a child, as a teenager, he still didn't have this connection yet. But at some point, he was just connecting with the animals, with the plants, with the environment, with the planet, with other humans. He was living authentically. He left his corporative job behind, and he was just running in his bicycle, meeting all kind of people, sharing the vegan message, sharing the peace message, and in one way or another helping people to build gardens, to grow food, to build houses, and to do whatever he can do for them, to take care of their children. Basically, he was just he was not trapped. into society stuff. He was free, like, okay, I'm going here, I'm going there, in his bicycle, and sharing his life, his precious time, with no hurry, and just from a compassionate heart, and that's it. So in one way or another, he enjoyed his life in his way. He came to observe how we're doing it. He gave this information to the universe, to the universal forces, how we are doing here on Mother Earth at this point. And he
Yeah.
was inspiring the rest of the people to turn vegan, to stand up for the animal, because they are also experiencing life too, in the same way that each of
Yeah.
us are experiencing this character, this life. So he was advocating for that respect. And that's honestly some of the most things that I admire in Mango is standing up, especially 20 years ago, where still there was more brainwashing and there was no internet, and just in his bicycle, door by door, and so that's just amazing. I love him in the way that he did it. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I give him my gratitude forever for his presence, for witnessing this moment here. And yeah, I think he in one way or another was fulfilling his purpose of observation and experimentation. And well, he experimented a lot of delicious fruits. So yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so thank you, Mango, for being here the time that you did. It was a shame that he had to go so early. He was 64 years, Gregorian years. So 63, 64, around there. So it's a shame that he couldn't live much longer. And truly, people will say, well, there's a fruitarian who died in his early age, and he wasn't looking so healthy. For 20, 30 years, he wasn't looking healthy. And it's like, there are millions upon millions of people that eat whoever, and whatever things, and packages, and from animals and so forth, that truly die in their 30s, and they were looking very healthy, or they don't look healthy, and they're so overweight, and they die of heart disease or whatever, So there's so many people of different with different diets and different lifestyles and different exercising hard and not exercising at all. Some people that smoke for their entire life and they live to 100 without any complications. So all we can say is that we need, as human beings, we need to do what other animals are doing. And all other animals are not eating cooked meals. Other animals are moving around, mostly flying and walking all over the place. I'm not talking about domesticated animals, but naturally free-roaming animals. They don't have exposure to radiation. They're living more in nature, in the sun. They don't have all this chaos running through the mind. So these things, they're not in cities where we are. They're not in a job, getting a job and doing this kind of thing. They're out in nature. They're out in nature and they're exploring. They're eating whatever they can find. They're doing things, whatever they want to do in life. They're not like human beings. We're all so toxic as humans. And so we need to live more naturally, away from this artificial life. Looking at the screen, we're getting a lot of radiation, for example, and then posting it on there, just so we can share the message with people. So it's about holistically healing ourselves and how we can extend that better life, to a better life.
Yeah, what I noticed, just right after Keta talks about Mango departure, some people here and there in the vegan movement and in the raw vegan movement start playing the performance of the health coach and Mango diet because he was not fit, because he was not doing exercise. And then probably it could be one of the causes, but honestly, just a while ago, Sarah T. Joy, one of the most well-renowned and well-known yoga teachers in the Ashtanga movement, very, very flexible, strong, with doing all kind of acrobatic performance, all kind of asanas or postures. He died, even in his 50s, much younger than Mango. Very fit guy, very strong. Other bodybuilders here and there, they also die. Many fit guy gone.
Even younger, 30s, 40s.
So it's not because that, and it's not only that.
And everyone has damaged teeth, okay? So it's not just fruitarians or vegans.
And then other people say, oh, he died because he was eating just fruits. And then too much sugar. And daily, thousands, probably thousands of people die in a non-fruitarian
But
diet.
hold on one second. There are many meat eaters and dairy drinkers and egg eaters that eat cakes all the time and pastries all the time, and you see them still thriving. So what the hell?
Yeah, thriving or dying too.
That is full of sugar and fat.
Yeah, hospitals and cemeteries are not full of fruitarians, are full of other diets. So
People with other
it's not
diets,
the issue either. Other people say, oh, he died because the lack of water, because he was the one not drinking water. Others say because many things, this breaks my heart because rather than focus in what Mango Roxa shared in his lifetime, rather than expressing gratitude for his life, they were just basically judging what he did wrong, judging, criticizing you, pointing finger, and at the end,
as they say, when you point a finger, you have 3 fingers pointing back at you, or 4 fingers pointing back at you.
yeah.
So
It's a shame how a beautiful movement like the vegan and raw vegan movement is so judgmental, so ready to criticize, so ready to say what you're doing wrong. Then for that reason you fail. For that reason you die. It's a shame. We don't know anything right now. Everything is just assumption. Everyone is making assumption right now. We truly, honestly, deep down, don't know the cause of this. We have just a post from his partner saying that was clogged arteries that led to stop his heart. That was basically a heart arrest or heart attack. And honestly, this is a medical terminology that says nothing. It's just describing a situation that still is not the root cause of something. So when nobody died from heart attack. The heart stopped. So this is not the root cause. What caused the heart to stop? So still there's something empty. There's something there that we need to
not just
address.
one thing. It's usually multiple factors because most humans, if not all humans, have not lived holistically healthy their entire lives. Horrible food, radiation from TVs and from phones, and emotions all over the place. So that's the thing. If you look at nature, for example, you'll see, let's say, a bee. Okay, of course, a bee is not like a human. But let's take a bee, for example. What is the bee doing? The bee is flying all over the place, sometimes rest here and there, but fly all over the place, gathering pollen, or eating some fruit, or eating whatever thing they can find. Not drinking so much water as humans are meant to believe, not eating cookery, and not any of this stuff. They're basically living naturally. They're going in the forest, they're going in the fields, they're getting the sun, whatever the sun they need. They're always moving all around the place. But humans are not living like that. They're sedentary. We got so much radiation. We're eating things that are not even meant for us. And then people blame fruit blame living in nature or something like that as a culprit or this kind of stuff. But
Yeah. Ultimately, I can say that there's something that is killing us all, no matter if the type of diet that you are having is the waves of the internet radiation, as Michael's saying. We, as electromagnetical beings, always are vibrating. We have our own waves. And these waves shock with the waves of the internet. So there's a conflict. And this impairs our nervous system. This is killing many people. And I notice even the vaccinated ones, anti-COVID, is even developing more sensitivity to this kind of waves. So, yeah, I still use internet. I still have some devices. I'm not so engaged or connected all the time. At this moment, at this stage, we live in the jungle with no internet, but we weekly go to town and we connect and we respond emails and we're not completely out of this technology, but honestly,
probably never will be. Because this message needs to be shared with as many people as possible.
yeah, honestly,
it's ridiculous.
this is killing everyone.
Seriously, it's ridiculous that we have to tell people to be kind to other beings, to not use them, to not steal from them. I mean, we've lost that love within us. That now we need to share that message. Like we need to stop harming other beings. We need to stop harming nature as much as possible. But this is the strange thing, is how humans how society has so much oppressed that love within us, that unconditional love for all life. I mean, still we are harming in some way because we use buses, we use electricity, we have internet, we wear clothing and things that, but we're doing our best, the minimal harm. But that's the thing. If it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for sharing this message, I wouldn't even need to say this message. I wouldn't even need to release any videos or do anything or write books.
Yeah, we never even knew about Mango Rocha because we met him online.
Yeah.
And one very precious moment that I remember with him was a video calling that we had that it lasts almost all the mornings, different hours. At some point, I was even worried that we could be disturbing his precious time or so, but no, he was still so engaged in the conversation. He was still asking us more things about our experience and adventures in the jungle and our aspirations and everything. And he was so relaxed, just listening to us and asking more things. That was very, very wonderful. And even after the conversation, we still was with that peace, with that humbleness. So that was something very nice that we appreciate. So I just can say finally that as final words, that every single being is in their own journey. We are in our own journey, experimenting things.
And experiencing life.
Experiencing this moment, this lifetime, and we all have the same universal needs, the need of love, the need to be loved and to give love, the need to feel peace and to express and to be surrounded by peace, the needing to be listened at, to have a shelter, to have food, to have water. All those are common needs to be respected to be free, to express our sovereignty. All of us have this as a birthright. So nowadays everything is so suppressed by societies, by governments, by militaries, by wars, that we are disrespecting each other this. So Mango was one of those to bring this awareness. Hey, we are free. Quit your job and and trust the divine.
Yeah.
And
I love the guy.
yeah.
I love the guy so much.
Yeah,
I'm sad. I was very, very sad several days. That's why we didn't make this video so much sooner. But we know that no matter what, nobody ever dies. No being ever truly dies.
yeah.
We are all eternal. But wherever you are, Mango, we love you very much. I know your beauty, your love, your uniqueness, your soul, wherever you are, is shining. And you will always continue on your amazing journey, wherever you are. If we happen to somehow meet you in the future, that is amazing. We know we are a soul family, all of us, on this earth and beyond, possibly. So
I invite everyone. I invite vegans, raw vegans, fruitarians, eating fruitarians, meat eaters, haters, supporters, whatever, people who met physically Mango, people who never knew about him, people who were inspired by his message, by his book, people who hated for the same reason, to connect from her and to give a moment of silence to appreciate his presence, his being, without judgment, without pointing and saying he was born in this, he was born in that. Appreciate so much what he gave to us while he was alive here, and let's go to make a moment of silence, of gratitude for him, of appreciation for him. Yeah, let's go to close our eyes and imagine Mango just shining. Go wherever he needs to go in a peaceful way.
thank you for joining us. And we see you in the next video, everybody. So, goodbye, Mango. We love you again. And let's continue on sharing a message of love as a being family. I shouldn't say a human family, but a being family. All the beings. And continue living life to the fullest, not what people want us to live.
Yeah, my last words for Keta, my Mango's partner, that probably she could be very devastated and sad and lonely, feeling his emptiness even more intensely than us or other people who met him. I'm extending you a beautiful, very strong, sincere hug from the jungle, and letting you know that no matter what, we are never alone. We are all interconnected. we are the same being. And apparently we look separate, but we are just one being. We are just one. So he,
Spirit.
yeah, she is Mango, Mango is her. There's no separation.
Are you trying to
all
tell me
the
that
same.
I'm you
Yeah,
and you're me?
yeah. We are children of the same source.
Yeah.
So, you know alone, Keta, whatever time is left for you here on Mother Earth, enjoy, still make more connections, eat, enjoy your fruits, and continue giving the message, allowing us to enjoy your beautiful presence. So yeah, my hope for this sensitive moment for you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.